Hi, I'm Katie, and welcome to the Butler Buzz. I would like to take a moment to let you know that channels 10 and 100 will now be called Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Armstrong local programming has always delivered the best in high school sports, community events, parades, and local music, highlighting the best our region has to offer. You can find out more about programming on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel by visiting armstrongneighborhood.com. And I'm here with my first guest, Regina, from the Butler Votech. Regina, thanks so much for being here with us today.
No problem at all.
So let's hear about the new Votech program. I'm really excited to hear about it.
Something we just started this school year in all of our program offerings is sports medicine. And it is a program that focuses on rehab aid, physical therapy, and all the facets that come with that. We have a nice group of students, about 20, which is good for a first year of a program.
Sure.
We're hoping to form some articulation agreements with Slippery Rock and with BC3. And we're just very excited. We have a great teacher who has come in. Her name is Dr. Jennifer Hindman, and she has been a physical therapist for many years. And now she's here teaching our students, and the students seem very excited about it.
Yeah, that's great. So they're going to get a lot of hands-on training while in Votech.
Of course, already I looked at their lesson plans for this week and tomorrow. They're going to be doing HIIT workouts already. I thought maybe I would join in, but I don't know. So that adds on to our 14 other programs. We have programs anywhere from auto tech to welding to building construction to Cosmo, protective services. I mean, to name all of them, it would take me the whole time I was here. But we have some great programs.
You have a wide variety to offer to the students. And they do that while, during school hours?
They do. We have 3 2-hour sessions. So our first session is from 8 to 10, and we have a group of students who come. They come from Seneca Valley and Karn City, and some come from Butler. And then second session, all Butler students, they just walk right over because our campuses pretty much meet. And then third session, we have Knock, Slippery Rock, Mars, Montauk, and some Butler students.
Okay.
So it's pretty nice, and the students are great. They come in, they get ready to work, and there's not a lot of time to mess around.
Right.
They're very motivated, respectful. It's a wonderful place to work.
So how does the Butler Votech help out with college careers and preparation for the future?
Well, having the career and technical education background along with a student attending their regular high school, their traditional high school, gives them such an edge. They're prepared in so many ways to go on to the next step, whether it is going into a technical school. Some of them join unions. Some of them go right into the world of work. We've even had a few students who start their own business. But having that knowledge and that background of how to actually follow through with what they want to do, and having their instructors who are very strong, they're experts in their field, and they actually become their teachers and usually take a large pay cut, because to be out in the field making that kind of money to come in and teach younger people is a special calling. Again, our students are so great, but still it is a little bit of a sacrifice. So then they gain all this knowledge, from what they have to learn at their regular high school with us, and then they go out into the world and they're successful. And right now in the world, we know that preparing kids for the future, young people for the future, that is our future. But now there's more of an appreciation, I feel, for career and tech ed. And of course, I believe in career and tech ed. So I'm going to push it.
Well, it seems like they get that hands-on training, and along with that comes the confidence to start their own business, because they've had field experience instead of just maybe I could. And the teacher kind of becomes more of a mentor than just a teacher.
Of course. And we have some students who just soar very high. We have a student who just got accepted, just started at MIT in machine technology, and he said, well, I think it was this program that gave me an edge. And he's so modest, and I thought, my goodness, MIT. And he talks about it like it's just, I'm going to college. I mean, that's a big deal.
It's no big deal to him, but everybody else is pretty impressed.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what they do, we do a graduate study starting pretty soon here, and we'll find out what the students, graduates, will ended up doing, and we have such a high rate of in the world of work and doing what the world of work, in the world of work in their field, or going on into college in that field, or some type of union or training or apprenticeship. I mean, there's just so many opportunities.
So in the past 10 years, how has Votech grown and evolved?
Well, I feel that Votechs are still, their career tech centers, their vocational training. I feel that we're still doing what we always did. However, there's now an appreciation and a reality that a lot of students are going into college, a lot of young people, and coming out with an enormous amount of debt and not knowing what to do with that.
Right.
And I'm not against college, but I am all for going into a field that you actually want to be in, and you're going to be successful. And most important, are there going to be jobs?
Right.
For instance, one of our programs that is popular, we have a lot of popular programs, but computer networking and security, the students they're getting such an education where they're going into a college level, and they have that background of something that students learn maybe their sophomore year in college, and it's high level. When I'm in that class, I have to really pay attention because I don't know what they're saying.
Because it's very intense.
It is intense, and the students are so bright and so interested, and the teacher's brilliant, so they gain all this knowledge. We have students who are going to be chefs in the culinary program. They are going, and we have a bakery part in our culinary program also. We have IUP who comes in and talks to our students and prepares them for what might be. We have students who have started their own little bakeries. We have students who are starting as a sous chef, and then who knows where they'll end up. There's so many different fields to go into, and it's just nice they feel that confidence. They feel that they're good at something.
Right.
Because quite frankly, they are. So, but I do feel that there has been a little bit, the stigma is kind of lessening. I've always believed in career tech ed I've been in it for 15 years now. So I feel that, to me, it just makes sense, but it takes some time for people to understand, wait a second, especially parents, what's my kid going to be doing? They're not going to be going to college. I don't understand.
Right.
But there are jobs out there in another way, and college, and you could go to college.
You can still go.
You could go,
but you can also do this and still be taken seriously.
Of course. And it's just a different opportunity, a different branch in the world.
Right, and everybody's different, so they're just taking a different path.
Yeah, all unique, all as long as, I always say, is there a job out there?
So let's say there's a student maybe in the middle school interested in the VOTEC. How would they get involved with the VOTEC?
Well, first, what we do for all ninth graders across the county, they come in for tours. They come in starting in October. We'll start touring students through the school, and they'll see every single program. And then what we do is we have an expo/open house on the last night of tours where they come back with their parents if they want to. And we have a lot of students who do come back. So we do about 7 or 8, maybe even 9 days of the tours. They come in and they walk around with their parents when the teachers talk about the programs. We also have sometimes, we do career fairs, and we go into, for instance, Butler Middle School. We go in and we have tables set up. We call it our road show.
Okay.
And we have students who show different aspects of their career and technical program. But sometimes that's difficult for the student to really understand until they come into the school. But we can have tours constantly because we'd be shut down all the time.
Right.
But ninth grade is the year that they kind of make that decision of, hey, what am I going to do? We also we advertise. We always do a postcard we send out to kids all grades 7 through 10, I believe it is, and in all Butler County that invites them to the expo. So they get that in the mail, so hopefully they don't throw it away and they come. And we put some of our students on there, and then we make something catchy.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll come in and take a look and see what we have to offer, and it's just a fun night. Our website, we have a very active website, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I know the young people like Twitter and Instagram, and people like our age may like Facebook. So hopefully, well, my age, you're younger than me. I didn't mean it like that.
Okay.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, girl, it's
I didn't mean it like so. But I think that, that we're out there. It's just getting the students to understand what we have. And when you're a young person, you're not really thinking, hey, what am I going to be doing in high school? But we're here to help, and we're a presence in the schools. We have good relationships with guidance counselors in all the levels of the schools. So that's how they can find out about our school.
Oh, that sounds easy and very doable for any student.
I hope so.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, Gina, thank you so much for being with us today.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back with our next guest.
Not long ago, this is what it meant to have TV everywhere. The idea of taking your favorite shows and movies with you everywhere was a dream. It was an impossibility. Not anymore. You're mobile. Now, so is your TV. TV Everywhere gives you access to the programs you love. And the best part, it's included free with your Armstrong subscription. Simply verify your Armstrong subscription on your favorite channel's app or watch on armstrongonewire.com/TVE. Your content, your way, whenever you want it. Armstrong. Life made easy.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm sitting here with Mike from the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport. Mike, thanks so much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
So can you tell us about the airport?
I would love to. The airport is such a vital piece of Butler County. On the airport's grounds, 74,000 operations per year are documented. That means takeoffs, landings, and of course with 2 flight schools on the property, that could mean something as insignificant as a taxi run not even taking off.
Okay.
But the important thing to note is 74,000 times per year the airport is in use. So certainly a vital component to the community, and 2019 marks the 90th anniversary of the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport. Now, that name that you mentioned, which is on my shirt here, is only about 3 or 4 years old after a rebranding process. But when the airport was established in 1929, it was to be the Pittsburgh International Airport. At that time in history, the manufacturing in the city of Pittsburgh made using Allegheny property for flight patterns impossible. The smog, the smoke, the steam, everything from the manufacturing hub in Pittsburgh made it impossible for planes to land in Allegheny County. Once the efforts were made to clean up the pollution and once the industries moved out of Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh International Airport was able to be placed where we know of it today, closer to the city. But back in 1929, the plan was for that property to become the Pittsburgh International Airport. So the newer name from the previous Butler County Airport is sort of a throwback to that historic intention of the property, which is in Penn Township, just off Route 8.
That's amazing, and most people would not know that at all, that, the pollution was such an issue that they had to reevaluate everything in Allegheny County.
Exactly, and even to this day, the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport remains connected to Pittsburgh International Airport. In the case of any type of emergency at Pittsburgh International Airport, much of the air traffic would be routed to the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport in the case of anything gone wrong.
Oh, that's fantastic. So they have a good backup here with us.
Absolutely. Now, in addition to being a backup, of course, there are 148 airplanes that call the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport home. Most of them are hangared. Some are in tie-downs out on the field. Of those 148 planes, 11 are jets. So the property is the proper instrumentation and size for jet traffic. And I think particularly now that's really important, because when corporations are looking to expand, whether it be a corporate headquarters, a warehouse, a distribution center, anything that could be located in the Butler County area to bring more jobs and careers to this area, the corporate decision makers who evaluate these properties are not coming by Greyhound. They need their corporate jets to land somewhere nearby in order to evaluate these properties. And I think it's a great asset to the community, as we'd heard recently when Pittsburgh was in the running for some corporate headquarters and some, any kind of a facility that would produce jobs.
Right.
Having the airport as useful and vibrant as the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport is really a feather in the cap of the business community as well, because there could be the opportunity for executives to choose a property near here in order to locate, and the Butler Airport is going to be critical in that.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm sure nobody realized, it was that extensive. So coming up on 90-year anniversary, that's fantastic. What are you doing to celebrate? Well,
our celebration is planned for September 28th. Not only is that coming right up, but also that is the actual birth date of the airport. The same date in 1929 is when the grand opening event was held. So we have a day-long festival scheduled. The Top Fun Kids Zone will be hoping to introduce the youngest people in the community to aviation and hopefully get them interested in airplanes. There will be antique airplanes on display. A gentleman who has a hangar at the airport by the name of Jim Savage won a national award for his antique airplane that will be on display that day, among others. We're going to have food trucks, vendors. There's so many things going on for the daytime agenda. September 28th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. is the 90th anniversary celebration. And following that, we are going to have a cocktail party, a slightly more formal event from 6 to 8 p.m. Jim Savage will be one of the keynote speakers for that. A fantastic menu of hors d'oeuvres, complimentary bar, and that event will be raising funds for the Future of Flight Scholarship Fund. The Airport Board of Directors established just a couple of years ago a fund to assist future pilots in paying for the costs of certifications and flight time, because there is a worldwide pilot shortage right now. Hundreds of thousands of pilots are going to be needed in the years to come.
Okay.
And so as part of the 90th anniversary celebration, we're not only going to be raising money and awareness for the scholarship fund that's relatively new to the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport, but also use the day-long events to perhaps spread the word about the need for pilots, and not just get young people from our kids zone more interested in flight, but maybe even talk to some people who are looking for a career change. And with 2 flight schools on the property year-round, the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport is an excellent opportunity for people to learn to fly and to maybe pick up a new career, which is in worldwide demand.
So your event sounds great. Where can people go to learn more?
You can visit the website at butlercountyairport.org. The URL is still from the old name, with the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport being our newer name. But at the website of butlercountyairport.org, you'll learn everything about the big 90th anniversary celebration on September 28th. And we're going to continue to upload history, facts, and photos, such as Amelia Earhart earned her instrument certification on that property.
Did she really?
So there's
That is so
with
cool.
90 years of history, to try and celebrate in one day is maybe a little too much. So I would invite folks to find us on the web and on Facebook to learn even more about the Pittsburgh-Butler Regional Airport.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much for coming in today.
It's been a great time. Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Hunger exists in every county in America. More than 1 in 5 children are at risk. Armstrong continues to create awareness in our communities through Breaking Bread, our initiative to provide resources to food pantries and soup kitchens.
September is Avenge Hunger Month, and we're working to collect 60,000 pounds of food. Bring your non-perishable food donations to your Armstrong store between August 26th and October 4th.
For more information, visit us at armstrongonewire.com/breakingbread.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm sitting here with Cassandra from the Moraine Preservation Fund. Cassandra, thanks so much for being here with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us about the Moraine Preservation Fund?
Yeah, absolutely. Moraine Preservation Fund is the lead friends group of Moraine State Park. And we've been around since about the late 1980s.
Okay.
We're excited to have been responsible for some really great projects within the park. Probably what we're noted most for is the reintroduction of the osprey, which is a kind of fish hawk that was nearly extinct in our area.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so a group of volunteers in about 1993 worked to bring chicks back to this area, and they actually hand raised them right there in the park.
Did they?
And yes, and every 2 hours went out and fed them, hand raised them, and then we're releasing them in the area.
So it's their natural habitat.
It's their natural habitat once they're released. And what the osprey does is it actually flies back to Venezuela and it lives there for 3 to 5 years, and then it comes back to where it first learned how to fly to kind of build its life as an adult.
So it comes back to Western Pennsylvania.
It comes back to
That's
Western
amazing.
Pennsylvania, yeah, and
What a
particularly
trek.
to Moraine State Park. So we're really excited that we've been able to bring that bird back to a thriving species in the area, and it speaks so highly to how clean the park is, how beautiful the park is, how healthy it is for that animal to thrive there. So today we have an osprey cam that you can actually log onto our website and view the nest whenever the family is there, and you can see the eggs be laid and the chicks be born, and you can see them being taught how to fly and fish, and it's really an exciting time for us.
And that really speaks volumes about your employees and the people that you have working to help out.
Believe it or not, we're a mostly volunteer organization. So we've got a few employees that are responsible for maintaining the Owlet, which is the gift shop at McDaniel's Launch. And I'll talk about the Owlet in a second.
Okay.
And then we've got a couple of employees who maintain first mate responsibilities on the nautical nature.
Okay.
So the Owlet is actually another thing that the group was responsible for. It was originally built as a barn owl reintroduction shelter. So much like we worked with the ospreys, we then worked with the barn owl to reintroduce it to the area. And then
was that also an endangered species?
I don't know that it was as close to endangered or its extinction as the osprey was, but certainly something that maybe wasn't thriving in the area. So after the program ended and the barn owls were doing great, they converted the building into our gift shop, known as the Owlette.
Cool.
So so it serves a dual purpose these days.
Nice.
And then the nautical nature is probably one of the most visible things that you'll see Marine Preservation Fund doing. It's our 37-passenger pontoon boat that takes guests on a fully narrated 90-minute tour of the lake. So it leaves from the North Shore at McDaniel's launch area. It travels over to the South Shore, then back around over to the 528 bridge, and then back over to McDaniel's. And it's really exciting to be out on the lake and see the osprey swooping down. You'll see bald eagles. There are 3 nesting pairs of bald eagles in the park
no
now.
way.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, you'll see the great blue heron. Sometimes you'll sneak in
Those
a
are
green
gorgeous.
heron. Yes, and wildlife galore on the lake. So it's really a fascinating time to spend 90 minutes out there and learn all the things that the park has to offer.
Yeah, that
too.
sounds like a beautiful ride.
Yeah.
And then how is the Marine Preservation Fund getting involved and helping out with the park?
Yeah, so additional things that we'll be doing, Moraine State Park is actually celebrating 50 years in 2020.
Oh, that's cool.
So, it's our responsibility to really make sure that the community is coming to the park, utilizing it for all the things that it has available to the community, whether the community be right here in the Butler area or as far as it needs to go in order for folks to realize that, the park is that gem that's there. So one of the things we'll be doing through 2020 is kind of leading the way on events that'll take place every single month in the park. Many of them will be free to the community, and they're everything from nature hikes to bike rides to firefly festivals, etc., just to really remind people that that park is there. And then further, Marine Preservation Fund will be raising money to support additional projects that the park is looking to do. So the park is looking to expand its educational resources, especially to the school districts here in the area.
Oh, for field trips?
For field trips, yeah. And right now, the nautical nature helps support part of that, but the park just doesn't have a lot of indoor space in order to be able to house kids in
Like a
off-season
classroom
times.
setting.
And right, so part of the hope is that in the future we'll be able to provide things like that for the park. But in the short term, things like picnic tables and benches and, things along those lines are things that we're hoping to help them with as well.
So, Cassandra, how can we learn more about the Marine Preservation Fund?
There's a couple ways that folks can do it. Actually, probably the easiest and most informative way would be to visit our website, which is simple. It's marinepreservationfund.org.
That's easy.
And yeah, on our website, you'll learn about all the park amenities, but then you'll also learn about ways that you can support us, whether it's helping us fund our hopes for a new boat for 2020, or there's some really unique ways too. If you've got an old car laying around or an old boat, you can donate it and those funds will come directly to us. If you shop on Amazon Smile and choose Marine Preservation Fund, and a portion of those proceeds come to us as well. So if you go to our website, that's the easiest way, but the most fun way is to follow us on our Facebook page. So find us on Facebook at Marine Preservation Fund, and you'll see some beautiful pictures, see some great stories of how you can really support the park.
That sounds great. Something we should all get involved with.
Yeah, we hope so.
Thank you so much for being with us, Cassandra.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
We'll be right back with our next guest.
Dude, what is up with your house?
Oh, it's cool. My parents just got Zoom.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm sitting here with Heather Cherry from Heather Cherry Consulting. Heather, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So this is pretty exciting. You have your consulting company, and you are having a writers' conference.
I am. I'm so excited about it.
So tell us how you got started. You have your own consulting company that started with your love of writing.
It did. So years ago, I started as a journalist, and I did that. And, after that, I just moved into my own freelance writing, and then picked up marketing writing and SEO writing, all that fun stuff, and just kind of built on it over the years. And this is what it came to be.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's really grown for you.
It has.
And now you're kind of passing on what you know to other young people in the area.
Yes, yes. I am so passionate about writing, and writing is so much more than just being a book author. And I just want the young kids that love writing to know that. I want them to know they can write in any career, or writing can be a career, and a very dynamic career.
That sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
So this is a place where young people can go, and students, they can come and kind of get mentorship or have like guidance on what they want to do with their writing.
Yeah, so the conference is going to be kind of like that starter to that. So it's for 9th through 12th grade and college students, where we're going to talk about networking, creative writing, and editing. So just kind of getting their feet wet to the whole process behind writing, and how to, like the options in writing, and how to write well maybe. And then if it evolves into mentorship, I'm open to that too.
So Heather, what kind of things are going to be offered at this conference?
So we're going to have presenters speaking about different topics. We have Ruth Ann Bowen talking about different writing styles, Gail Gillen talking about career track options. We're going to have Trisha Pritchard doing a networking lunch, and then we have Ann Degler-Lamo talking about different opportunities in writing.
Oh, cool. So you really are covering a lot of bases at this conference.
We are. And then after that, we're going to have a creative writing session, and we're going to have an editing session. So they're going to get a full day of writing and what to do, and just diving in.
So not only you're starting and then finishing for them. So you're kind of like encompassing the entire writing process.
Yes, because so much of the writing process is editing. Yes. And I think so many people get so scared of that. And we want to go over it and just help them get over it, because that will make them the best writer they can be. So.
That's great. So you're really like pushing through that writer's block. And
yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can we get involved with this? Like if someone knew someone, like maybe was a student, college student, high school grades, like how would they get involved with this?
So they can go on heathercherryconsulting.com/events and sign up. Tickets are only $15. We are only limiting it to 50 people though, so if you're interested, please sign up.
So you get more than one-on-one help.
Yeah, we want to keep it small so it's personal and intimate and not too overwhelming for the kids.
So just one more time, can you give us the date and then the place for it as well?
Sure, it's September 28th from 9 to 2:30 at the Holly Point, downtown Butler.
Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds great. This is so necessary for kids that want to learn how to write, and students that are trying to get a jump on it. So that's fantastic.
Yes, and I do want to give a shout out to my great sponsors, the Butler Eagle and Next Year Bank. So without them, they've helped me so much just push this out and reach more kids. So.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, Heather.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time on the Butler Buzz. Hey there, Butler. If you want to see more from the Butler Buzz, click on the playlist button up here. To see other Armstrong local programming shows, you can click the subscribe button down here. I suggest you do both. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.